Katerina asked me to press the button. So I pressed the button, and we're on live now for the next crazy installment of Paradigm Shit and Educational Crap. I mean, Paradigm Shift and Educational Comedy. And we're here with me, Dave Kelso, and Katerina Roy. And we're going to be speaking on the topic of friends lists on social media sites. Is using the term friend in this context really no big deal? Or does it program people to devalue the concept of friendship as it promotes apathy and a disconnect from our fellow humans? So,
while at the same time producing this hyper arousal of friendship and feeling like, oh, well, if they unfriend me, then blah, they're a bitch.
This is a common topic in cyberspace, and it's been a big one that I've been wanting to touch on for a long time anyway, but there's always so much else to do and things slip our minds and stuff. But we were kind of inspired into this today. DeviantART refers to it as a watch list. And I think that's a good idea because, like, psychologically and subconsciously, like, if you're watching a bird, you're not thinking, oh, that bird is my authority and I must worship and obey that bird and so on. Whereas, like, when you call something a friends list, then you're using it as an authority word. Like, oh, if they're on this list, they're my friend. And if I get removed from this list, then they're just not my friend anymore. And either they're a bastard or I did something naughty or blah, 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 you know? And I think it just, like, really devalues the idea of what friendship is, because friendship isn't just names on a fucking list. I mean, how many people on your, whether it's TSU or Facebook or whatever other social media networks use the term friend, it's like, how many of those people are really actually, honest to God, your friends? Like, they might be acquaintances in good standing. They might be people that you know, have a positive opinion of, or vice versa, or whatever. But that's not all friendship is. So, like, what the fuck? Yeah. Especially people like teenagers learning what friendship is, you know, going into preteens and beyond, and they're learning what friendship is because they weren't really born knowing all that. So it's like they get this twisted idea in their mind that now friendship is protocol and policy and lists, and we have to do things to win each other's approval and blah blah, and it gets twisted into this psychopathic meme instead of people really truly understanding what that fullness of friendship is. So what is the fullness of friendship to you, Katerina? What do you think that is?
I've been experimenting with this idea lately because I have been decluttering my friends list. And I have been clearing out the people who are from Dubai or Nepal, and like they're just like blah, 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 blah. Like those are their names. I don't even know how to say their names, and they have nothing to say to me besides hi, hi. You know, they're the hi people. So I deleted a whole bunch of those people, and with that came some people who were just friends. I use the term loosely, who I had met during my internet marketing days. And that was like this strange...
I don't get that. I get that sometimes too, where someone will pop up and they'll be like, hi, and you'll be like, hi. And they won't say anything. Then later on, you know, a day, a week, a month, whatever, it's like, hi. And I'm like, hi. And it's like, did you have something in mind to fucking say? Or is this gonna be like,
it's like, what the hell did you actually want to say, right?
And then I love it when, like, some of these people, they speak no fucking English except for maybe like 10 words or less. It's like, why are you talking to me?
Right. It's like, I want to know. It's not that I think you're an asshole. I just want to know what you want. Like, what brought you here?
It's like, if they're actually learning English and they want somebody to practice with.
Like, think about how annoying that would be on the street if somebody just came up to you and was just like, hi.
Hi. Yeah, and you're like, hi.
You're like, hi, what do you need? And they're like, hi, marry me. Here's a picture of my penis.
Well, thankfully, Clearly, I don't get that part of the problem. I don't
I get marriage proposals. I get people like trying to talk to me about random things, people falling in love with me, people who are like, you know, Katerina. And I'm just like, seriously, guys, I'm married. Back away.
I am from Gambia, Africa. You would make a good wife.
Even when I didn't have a boyfriend or a husband, I still made up lies. I was like, I'm taken, sorry, you know, and then block them. But now I don't even respond. I'm just like, delete, block, bye. I used to think that using the block button meant that I hated someone. And so I would freak out whenever somebody would block me. I'd be like, what did I do wrong? Like, oh my God, you guys really offended me. And, you know, like, I was just be really over dramatic about it.
You know what I like doing to get those people to go away?
What?
And especially the ones that are like in African countries and stuff that are trying to beg you for money, right? And it's like, you know, their problems are legit. They just have this idea that like the United States is paved with gold or something. I don't know. But what I like to do is I start upselling them on TSU. And I'm just like, yeah, make money posting in social media. So instead of begging all these Americans on Facebook to give you money, you can beg them to sign up under you on TSU. Because as long as you're going to be like annoying the shit out of them anyway, you've got a better chance of them saying yes if you're not asking them for fucking money than if you are. Because hate to break it to you, guy, the streets are not paved with gold here. America has its own problems. And like, there's this guy on Facebook, and I got him on Skype and everything too. He's real cool. His name is DJ Chops, and like, you know, he's like, I'm trying to open up the computer repair business here. I need 300 to start up, and could you please help me promote it? It's like, dude, who in the fuck in the United States is gonna travel to fucking Gambia, Africa to have their fucking computer fixed? Really, dude? It's like, what the fuck? And I told him about TSU. I'm like, dude, just like get on here and post. Who cares what you post? Post 1 or 2 things a day. Who gives a shit? You can just make money by using social media. But he's such in like victimization paradigm. Like it's got to be this big struggle. I have to go and beg people for money and struggle and suffer. And it's like, it doesn't click. I've tried to explain it to him. It causes complete cognitive fucking dissonance. So I'm just like, you know, dude, whatever. There's nothing I can. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's not a.
Well, they always are. But that's the funny thing is that I get the marriage proposals and you get the business proposals. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's like oh yeah. As a matter of fact, I was on Skype with him one time, and I was also on Skype with this one chick I know from Poland. I haven't talked to her in a while. I'll have to hit her up on Skype sometime. But she's real nice, and we were talking, you know, all 3 of us on Skype, and you know everything was cool and everything. Then later on, it's like she's messaging me like, your African friend is scaring me. It's like, what? And like she pastes the conversation, and it's like, I think you would make a good wife. I am in love with you. I think one day, if ever, you might want to visit Africa, or if I can visit Poland, and maybe, you know. And it's just like, seriously?
Makes you wonder.
Like, you know, I also think it might be a cultural thing too. Like
that's
in
what
Africa,
I was just about to say. It makes you wonder if it's a cultural thing.
The women might take it as a compliment. Like in Africa, it might be the equivalent to saying, you're a really nice lady and you're pretty and I think you're cool. Like it might be the equivalent of that. Like saying, oh, I love you, I want to marry you. But maybe it's like a cultural thing. Like if you don't say that to a girl in Africa, she gets offended. You know what I mean?
Right, or consider that perhaps they're so new to the internet that like they've been told that they can talk to white people across the way. So they go on Facebook and then they find the white people and they're like, hi. Like, you know, like I kind of just imagine what their faces might be on the other line. Like they're sitting there and they're just like, hi. then they're like waiting for a response. They send it out to a lot of people, and then they're like trying to engage or something.
A lot of places in Africa are evolving technologically and culturally
Exactly.
more rapidly than they're used to. So it's like 5 years ago they're in straw huts, and like now they have like year 2000 equivalent broadband, and it's like magic. It's the internet. Magical place. Magical box. Oh my god.
Right.
They're so fucking like enamored with it, I think. Like
exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe they're just like so amazed.
Like they've walked magical land. Like, wow.
Right, but at the same time, like while I really feel for that, and I really totally think that that's cool, I still don't think to be my Facebook friend.
Yeah.
That's just, it's like, who do you want over at your house? Like literally Facebook is my house. It's my online house. And I can choose who I want to invite over and who I don't. And it doesn't mean I hate them as people. It doesn't mean that I will never invite them over to my house. It just means like I don't want them in my right now.
Yeah.
You know? That's really how I see it.
Yeah, and all your posts are marked as public anyway, so it's like
it's not like they can't find me, but it's just like
it's like follow Katerina, make conversation, actually engage in topics with her, and give her a reason to add you.
Right, because the thing is when I add these people and they become friends with me, like they send me like a bunch of messages, and then that is just constantly flooding my inbox. And honestly, like I don't want to see a whole bunch of people's post links or whatever without any context. I don't want to see like people just randomly trying to engage me in conversation for absolutely no reason. Like I having context, I like having a conversation. And so bringing that back full circle to what you were asking me, like my definition of connection and friendship in the digital world is like actually giving a shit about the other person and actually paying attention to what's going on in their world and like what they're interested in and your commonalities. Like it's just like being in the real world. Like it's I think that the problem is so many people are just socially inept and they don't understand back to like this follower friend thing. I mean, there's just this consciousness about being like left out if you're not somebody's Facebook friend, or you're like left out of their world forever, when really you could have probably, because of the way that we connect now as a society, we have like this strong infrastructure based around social media now. Like I talk to my mom through social media. I talk to my family all over the world in social media. So if you're excommunicating somebody from your Facebook realm, like think about that psychologically, how damaging that could feel to a person, because a lot of us don't have each other's phone numbers anymore. We have each other's Facebook.
Yeah, and we have each other's Skype.
Right. Like, so if you cut people off from those things, like I think it's an instinctual, like, oh, you're excommunicating me from the community kind of feeling sometimes. Yeah. But like, that's like the other extreme of it that I experienced with you earlier, with a particular person who was not so happy that I was decluttering my friends list.
And they're like thanks for deleting me without even letting me know. It's like this guy's a really, really nice person. He's been through a lot of stuff in his life, but he's a really nice person. But he didn't stop to consider that he renamed himself on Facebook. And you were looking at this in the middle of the night on this little bitty phone with this little bitty screen, and you saw a name that you did not recognize. And when you were cleaning out your friends list, it's like, okay, I have no interaction with this person. I'm going to delete.
He was at the bottom of my friends list, so that meant I hadn't talked to him in a long time.
Yeah, and and he didn't. I just thought it to be ironic, like, well, dude, thank you for not letting her know that you renamed yourself.
Right. So that's like a socially awkward moment right there, right? Where one person was behaving under one set of social mores and like the other person was just behaving on their own, and there was no communication. There was like a socially awkward moment. And he was projecting and freaking out, and here I'm like, what the fuck? And
Yeah, I mean, it was an unintentional double standard, a bit of unintentional hypocrisy. I don't think he woke up in the morning thinking I'm going to be a hypocrite today. You know, like
Right.
that wasn't the case. But I thought that the hypocrisy that was not seen and that was not intended was ironically funny because it's like, guy, you renamed yourself. It's like,
Mhm.
and I told him straight up, if I would have typed his name into my, you know, little search friends dialogue and it wouldn't have come up, I'd have thought that you either blocked me or you left Facebook because
Mhm.
you're gone.
Right, exactly.
You can
So
tell
that's total
yourself.
irony.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, I don't think any of it was intentional. Like, you didn't wake up in the morning like, haha, I'm going to rename myself and not tell people. And then I'm going to, like, get mad at them if they remove me. And, oh, that's my master plan. You know, it didn't happen that way. No, it did not happen that way. It's completely unintentional. It's, you know, no harm was meant by any party. It just rolled out in this weird, awkward sort of way.
Right. And then it's stuff like that where you're just kind of left like holding this bag of shit and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what just happened?
Which is why I'm really glad that TSU is consolidating the friends and following lists to just follow. Follows
Right.
the lesser evil. Although, because the people who run TSU are open to listening to the community, and I do every now and again actually have the proverbial ear of the CEO, Sebastian Zubchek.
Mhm.
I really am going to be suggesting that once they do that, they rename follow to watch. And I'm going to explain the deviantART methodology about it and the psychological impact and all that. Because, you know, like, nobody, I mean, who's going to get offended about the word watch, right? It's like you can watch a bird and then suddenly you're not watching the bird. Is the bird going to get offended? No. Are you going to think the bird's going to get offended? No, not really, you know? So
Yeah.
psychologically, it's better, and it really spares people a shitload of butter, because following somebody, I think the word follow implies that, like, you're this little, you know, subordinate peon and you are following the master guru who is so much better than you, and we're all equal. So, like, that whole, like, you know, guru subordinate authoritarian thing is like Naziistic bullshit. We're all just equal and different, and we all know lots of stuff about things that other people have no clue about, and vice versa. And I think that gives us an opportunity to share. It doesn't mean that I'm better than you, you're better than me, blah blah blah, you know. And it's like, you know, initially I taught you how to get into all this social media stuff, and then you took that and you went in all these directions and learned all this stuff that I still don't even know about. And that doesn't mean that you're better than me for knowing about aspects of social media that I haven't delved into. I'm not
Mhm.
better than you for, I mean, like, you know, I know TSU real good, you're still learning it. That doesn't mean you're some sort of subordinate fucking fool who should bow before me and whatever, like I'm some kind of guru or something. No, it
Mhm.
doesn't mean that. And so I think this whole guru subordinate thing, it's psychopathic, really. I mean, it's completely
Yeah. And honestly, like being the person that's been on the receiving end of that, because considering the fact that I've spent the past couple of years learning a shit ton about internet marketing, psychology, energy healing, like all of these different modalities that I've steeped myself in, I think about it this way, like I have a ton of people I'm following. I have a ton of people that I am subordinate to, and you know, when it comes to you stepping out into your own power and to being like more fully yourself, there's kind of like this energy schism there as well of being like, hey, I can't step into my own power because I'm the subordinate to all these people. So you kind
yeah.
of have to let yourself kind of come up to their level, and follower totally is the wrong word in that state, because you're just not being a follower anymore. You're being a follower of yourself.
And
So
and plus, you know, because of like the pathology of the whole thing, it's like, you know, way back when, long ass time ago, you used to put me on a pedestal in that way and trying to explain our equality You thought I was smoking something that I shouldn't be. You were wondering if there was some bad crack that got mixed into my stuff, or what the fuck was going on, and you didn't get that. But
Yeah, if you think about it, I wasn't owning my power.
yeah, now that you're empowered, now you know how it feels to be put on that pedestal, and you got people putting you on the pedestal, and it sucks. Because one thing that we both learned is whether they are rejecting you by shunning you or rejecting you by putting you on this pedestal so far up that they can't reach you, they're still psychologically projecting over you. Whether they're going to the extreme negative or the extreme positive, they're still psychologically projecting their bullshit onto you and rejecting who you are and not allowing themselves to get to know who you are. And regardless of which one you're subjected to, it feels like shit, you know? Feeling rejected, feeling rejected.
Yeah, totally. It does. I have been rejected so much in my life, and that is one of the reasons why I am so wildly like crazy and out there today, is because I did something that was like a little crazy, and the people rejected me, and I was like, you know what, fuck them. And then I did something a little more crazy, and then I, you know, so it's just like this constant like growing, and that's how power grows. If you want to grow power, it's like a little bit at a time. It's with one tiny little step to get to the next spot, and then to the next spot, and then to the next spot. Like, you have to take it as in stages, just like you and I did the locks of the Panama Canal. Like, each time I would step up and be more sovereign and say what I wanted to say and be who I wanted to be and to feel what I wanted to feel. I was able to step up into the next level. And then I would have all that contrast and all that shit come up, and then I would go to the next level.
To use a Bashar quote, or paraphrasing anyway, being creative is being just a little bit crazy at just the
right vibration.
And
I think about that quote often.
And with that in mind, you should understand God is completely insane.
You know, it's so funny, Dave, because the thing is the more that I realize that I am such a creative being, like I really, really am. And by more meditating on that and more looking for evidence of that in my life, I see it. And at the same time, I feel completely nuts right now. Like, I feel completely nuts in my life. And have never had so much fun. And I've never felt so free and so just able to be myself. Like, seriously, guys, I was having a hard time getting on Google Hangouts, let alone like making videos or anything like that just a couple months ago. And
your energy is so high. My lighters won't light. You're interfering with me, not just
there we go.
they've been fucking up since before we had this go.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. But anyway, I realized that I have no idea what I was just saying.
I do.
Okay, catch me up.
You were talking just about how you've been getting more and more crazy and creative and evolving in that way.
Yeah, and that's so much about owning your own power.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was putting you and everyone else out there up on this higher level than me. And the more that I own my own level.
I know what it feels like to be Leia Tarunin. Although minus the airy fairy, you know, I mean, you're just like,
I have my own personality and quirks.
then you started feeling a bit guilty about like putting her on a pedestal, like, oh my god, she's a normal human too. What have I done?
I know. It's like, it's that moment when you realize that your heroes are just regular people, or like the moment that you see your teacher at the grocery store, like just being a normal person, and it's awkward, and you're like, what the hell are you doing? I didn't know you have kids. Like, you know.
It's like your heroes are just normal people that you're psychologically projecting onto. It's like it's cool to have positive opinions of them. That's all well and cool, but don't put that as a god before you. You know, it's like, that's fucked up.
But get this. This is the real key that I've found to owning your own power, is knowing that all of the awesomeness that you're projecting out onto these people is really your own. They're just mirroring it. And when you can really see that and just see how awesome all these people are around you and recognize that that is also in you.
Yeah.
That's how the parody starts happening, is you start realizing like the ingenuity of these famous inventors is the same ingenuity that lies within you. They just have happened to be able to get out of their own way long enough to do the inventing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
just, yeah,
One
it's a
thing that
parody.
I also had to learn that has really helped me is that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you do it or how you say it, there's always going to be people that really, really love it, and there's always going to be people that
really hate it.
Because
doesn't matter what.
Some people just aren't happy unless they just aren't happy, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And
nothing.
Nothing.
And that realization of like, wow, if there's nothing I could do about it, that means it's not my fault. There's no fault.
Also, it's not your fault. And so it doesn't matter what it is that you do and say. It just has to be aligned with you. And if people don't like it, well, then that's okay. You know, you can just allow them to not like it. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure there were people who didn't like it when I cleared out my friends list, like case in point.
Just to clarify, though, because I know there's other contexts that can be taken, and you got to be real careful. We're not suggesting fuck the world and go do random, stupid, crazy shit and get yourself in trouble and end up breaking your leg and going to jail.
No, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this in the context of empowerment, of the fact that you have felt like you have been a person that has been minimized and diminished and shut down and squeezed in your life by the opinions and thoughts of other people, and you have just wanted to blossom your own radiance and your own awesomeness and not be squelched anymore. Like, that's what I'm talking about. If you have an opinion, you have something that you want to share and express in this world, it's so important that you do.
Yeah, but a lot of people, they get to such a tightness with that and they want to spring out of it that they go to the opposite extreme and they go, me, fuck everybody else. And then you got all these...
That's why I say these little tiny steps.
Yeah, and you get all these social justice warriors and stuff going, if you don't agree with me, you're a horrible person and you're doing something wrong. So then they become the tyrant that they hated.
But I feel
Skywalker, you know?
From my own experience, I feel like the approach that I've taken over a couple of years of getting to these levels of readiness, it's been a process of respecting my own pace. And through respecting my own pace, I've learned wisdom, and I've learned how to be tactful as well as be sovereign, because there is a really, really key point here. The whole reason that you want to express yourself even more fully is because you want to experience love more fully. You want to experience harmony more fully. And when you are being out of alignment with yourself, you are being inharmonious with the world around you. You are incongruent. You are not compatible. And so when you allow yourself to express, you're allowing yourself to flow with life. So that doesn't mean going out and creating more conflict and hurting people. You're just allowing yourself to be who you are.
Relation. You want people who can relate, and they won't know if you can relate if you shut your mouth and you don't say anything.
Right.
That's why all the stuff I say out there, I always tell people, I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. And they're like, well, Dave, if you're not trying to convince anyone of anything, then why are you out here saying it? It's like, well, because there's other people who can relate to me that don't know that anyone out there exists who can relate to them. And because they're not fucking mind readers, if I don't speak up, they won't know that I'm there. It just so happens that when I speak up, there's also going to be people that hear me that do not relate and who might think I'm crazy or stupid or negative or airy-fairy, or depending on what psychological projection they're putting on me. It's just like, I'm not trying to convince those people to not be their paranoid selves. It's just the people who feel like me and letting them know there's other people out there like that and they're not alone.
And that is so important. And that is also one of the reasons why I think internet friendships are so important. I mean, you and I met on the internet, and you and I have been best friends for 5 years because you were audacious enough to just put yourself forward and be like, this is who I am. And
Yep.
that is the beauty of this stuff here. Like, having the audacity to be honest and be open and be who you are allows you to it serves to allow you to make amazing connections.
Although
And
in fairness, we are both online and in-person friends because you travel.
Exactly. That's because we've been friends for so long.
You travel all over the freaking place, so you know.
You're right, but that's because
you're here.
And I have other friends like that too, people who I met online and then I met in person. And so now I have a network of friends all over the world, and it's really awesome. But
you also have places to stay too. Like when you're in Chicago, you don't got to do the hotel thing. You could just, you know, right here, you're welcome here. So all these other friends in all these other places, it's like you don't have to spend money on a hotel.
Yeah, if I don't want to, it's cool. I really like that. So, I mean, that's the value of just being who you are. And when you allow yourself to invite people into your house who are awesome, and you choose to like ask the other people to leave, like it's a cool environment that you can create in there. It's a very collaborative, synergistic, supportive environment that you can create. So if you're intentional about what you want in your life, the steps that you take toward it are just the steps you take. It's not like I'm shunning people because I don't like them. It's because I know what I want to create. I know that I want to create this little synergistic bubble of awesomeness and supportive women and men and just people who are all allowing each other to grow. So the people that I have on my friends list are people who I think are amazing, people who I love, people who have inspired me, because that's my house. I want it to feel comfortable.
You know, that's another thing that I also like about TSU that sets it apart from all the other social media sites.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. It's very friendly there.
Towards collaboration and getting to know people and that real human level. So at first it requires you to just put yourself out there everywhere on there, exactly for the reasons we were talking about. If you don't speak, people don't know you exist. And the people that you resonate more closely to start becoming closer and closer and closer, and then you can start to work together on, you know, on projects and things.
You and I are collaborating right now.
Exactly. Just, you know, talking about this and putting it out there, and whoever gives a shit to watch it, cool, and whoever doesn't, well, that's fine.
And you know what? Another thing that I've noticed too is that nobody who's not meant to see something will see it. I have made posts that I've been so afraid somebody might see that I didn't want them to see it, and like I've talked to them and they've just been like, no, I didn't see anything from you on Facebook. And it's like, I feel like the universe is like almost like my manager that way, that like I can still express myself. And it's like, if somebody's not meant to read something, they won't. So just express yourself. And if something bad happens out of it, I take that as like a sign that that's like still the right path, because it's clearing out stuff.
You were meant to trigger someone to put them at a choice point.
Yes.
It's like you're reflecting something about themselves that they were avoiding, and they got the choice. Okay, option 1, butthurt. Option 2, maybe stop, think about it, and reflect and go, okay, is this
that's really how we awaken.
The way I want to go here?
That's how we awaken, though. Like, that is exactly how we awaken. The only reason that I am able to be feeling power and my own soul expression is because I've been triggered so much by other people, and I've been put at so many choice points. And so you and I have been through a lot of them together, you know? So it's like I have been able to choose what is my preferred state.
Let the power of the butthurt side of the force flow through you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh-oh, do I have to go grab a hoodie?
No, I don't think so. Darth, Sith, or
Emperor Powder-Teen. I don't know.
yeah, Darth. What didn't we
Darth,
call him? Darth
Darth Powder.
Powder. Darth Powder. That was the best. You got a link to that somewhere in here, or like when you're editing this video, like overlay Darth Powder right here.
This is a live hangout, so like there's no editing of this.
Oh, you don't ever edit your hangouts?
I
take
take I take pieces from other hangouts to sometimes create completely new PSEC episodes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like the one, like remember the one called "Information is Just Information," and you know it went into that and you know also cross referenced the neurological aspects of that as well. I mean, that was from when you, me, and Isabel were doing that that authenticity one in 2015. But there was that one short little 10-minute section or whatever it was that was about that one particular thing that deserved to be in its own episode because, you know, I always say all the time, information is just information. There is no good information, bad information, or it's information. It's all in what you do with it, that the consequences could be good, bad, pleasant, or not so pleasant, or whatever. But information is a neutral, it's freaking data.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So do you have any other thoughts on the main topic of what we were going for?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it's important for people to realize that just because the word friend is on a list doesn't mean that all those people on your list are going to be your best buddy. And it doesn't mean that, you know, anything wrong is being done if you're not on a list. You know what I mean? It's like, I just think that whole idea of a friends list is so psychologically damaging, especially most people being raised in a society where education is more indoctrination than anything, and there's all this political correctness and people worried about offending people and all this appeasement.
And clicks.
Yeah, and it's just like it's you know, we're raised in this like appeasement, apathy base mode of being. I mean, like even before social media, I mean, look at something just as simple as high school. You know, oh, you better be careful what you say or do, otherwise the cool kids aren't going to like you, and it's important that the cool kids like you, and you know, so on and so
be self-conscious, be self-conscious, be self-conscious. You know, it's ingrained into you.
I couldn't handle that in high school. It like rapidly pushed me to the point of fuck all y'all. You know what I mean? It like rapidly.
Yeah, me too. That's why I missed like 90 days of school each year of high school. I hated high school. I wanted to be at home.
Yeah, high school sucked. As a matter of fact, at this point, I have to say that 98% of anything and everything that I know that's important, that is helpful, that is valuable knowledge, that I actually use, you know, day to day and is applicable, 98% of that I learned online and or other various, you know, life experiences. Only 2% of anything from school is relevant. I mean, obviously, because of school, I know how to read and write. Thank you, school. Because of school, I know how to add, subtract, and multiply and divide. You know, thank you, school. You know, things like that are the beneficial things that I use day to day that are practically applicable. But beyond that, the vast majority of anything I learned in school is total dog shit. And if anything, school only contributes to that friends list problem. I mean, even in school, there were freaking lists. I mean, for fuck's sake, like honor roll lists and top student lists. And they'd make lists of everything. This list of people did good in this, and you know, they act as if it's just like positive inspiration, like, you know, these are the role models for the school that everyone can aspire to be more like, and whatever. There's nothing fucking positive about it. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I remember when I was graduating, looking around at the whole sea of like black caps and gowns and just feeling like the complete apathy and complete like just another graduation kind of attitude on the facilitators' faces up front on the stage. And they
Yeah.
were just like, it was just like they didn't give a shit. They were so checked out.
Yeah.
And for all of us, we were so checked out. We were so done with it. And I swear, like, I think that one of the main reasons I was unhappy when I was a teenager was because I had to go to school. Like,
Yeah.
I really wanted to be homeschooled. And I really, really did. And I'm so happy that Paul is a person that likes homeschooling and he was homeschooled. And so if ever I have any little kids of my own, like, I'm definitely going to homeschool them.
You know what else, you know what's cool, I think, also, and
Mm-hmm.
I gotta kind of go back to TSU on this again, because they've been a major paradigm breaker for a lot of things. Um, I got into 99th place on the top 100 list for TSU.
Yeah,
But this,
congratulations. Woo!
but this isn't like a list of the coolest people, or the list of people that make the most money, or the list of people with the most views. It's the top 100 list of most influential people on TSU, the most empowering people on TSU, the people that are going to show you that you're not just poor little you, the people that can show you that you can make a difference, and the people that can show you that you being you actually is okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's the top 100 list of those people, and this is where TS
Nice.
greatly fucking differs from anything else, because it's not like, oh, we're the top 100, we're in, you gotta bow to us and blah blah blah. It's more like a tool for people starting off in TSU. They've automatically got a list of like the top 100 people that are worth their fucking time to pay attention to, that they can actually learn from, and, you know, learn this new TSU tool that, you know, they've just been subjected to, and to learn how to make the best of it. So it's not like a ultra famous cool in crowd thing. It's more like, if you want to learn how to use this tool better for your own purposes, and, you know, if you want to see examples of how to be yourself and how to be empowering, and how not to go into all the usual Facebooky type of dick wags and apathy and all that, then, you know, these are like the top 100 most empowered examples. So it's, this list isn't saying, oh, see these guys, they're better than you. It's more like, if you're here to really be serious and learn anything, you know, these are the top 100 people that are not a waste of your fucking time, you know, to click the follow button if you're really, you know, interested in learning that it's okay to, you know, to be yourself to the fullest, and that you can be empowered, and you're not just poor little you, and that you can actually make a difference. So that's what I love about that list. It's not like this apathetic in crowd list. It's not like, yeah, we're better than you. You know, it's not that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
just, it's helpful.
awesome. That's super awesome.
Yeah. So that's a great list, whereas a friends list, not so great. There's too many perils with that. And even though follow is better than friend, even follow has its own set of problems. So I'm hoping maybe eventually, once they consolidate those into a follow, then at that point I can be like, hey, Sebastian, here's why you might want to consider changing follow to watch.
Nice.
So yeah, kind of helping to
Well, that
delete.
kind of makes sense because it's social media.
Yeah. Yeah, you watch media, do you not?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't follow media. That's a little bit fucking conspiracy theory right there. Obey Follow me.
It's not even conspiracy theory. I mean,
I know, but I'm just saying, it's funny.
That's marketing, marketing 101. And
Rich, just in time, buddy.
All you had to do was mention the words conspiracy theory and Rich.
I know, right?
Right up. Literally, you said the word. She said the words conspiracy theory, and then poof, here you are.
Like fucking superhero man right here.
Yeah, just like, yeah, totally. So it's like we summon you.
That's awesome.
So ladies, whenever you want a horny perv to pop up on your screen, a magic genie perv, just summon the magic genie, Conspiratus Theonis, and the magic ritual will pop up on your screen to stalk you.
Exactly.
Are you sure that's not you, Dave?
Magical. He's drinking his magic stalking juice right there. That's the secret to his power.
So, Rich, what did you have to input? We were talking about our Facebook friends follow.
Well, speaking of the internet, this is kind of another note, but last hour or so, I've been messing with my router. I've been messing with my wireless USB hub connector because, for whatever reason, when I was resetting it and screwing with everything on the back of my computer, for whatever reason, it decided to shut off. So I had to go into the control panel, mess with that, reset it. I had to pretty much go through my entire computer and reset everything. So, yeah, fun with a capital FU. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the router wanted to have an attitude, wanted to cop issues, and basically said, "No, you can't connect to the internet. No, you can't hook up to the World Wide Web. Sorry, you're not allowed." So I was messing with that, and then messing with cables, reconnecting cables, So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been dealing with.
Welcome to Internet Connection School, and you fail.
Yeah, the router jumps out the window.
No, Dave, he didn't fail. That's psychologically damaging.
No, because
I didn't fail.
Losers give up when they fail. Winners fail until they succeed.
There you go.
Remember
exactly. That. No, the router failed. The router's just like, I don't wanna.
And now your video doesn't wanna.
Yeah, well, nor does yours. Well,
really?
Now it just...
There it is.
Unfroze.
All right.
That was probably Google.
Richard Hamilton. Richard Hamilton, this is Internet Router Black. I'm going to shut off your dialogue for you.
Say that. You satanic spaghetti-wielding child pornography obsessing perv. I like little girls, and I like to put them in my PSEC graphics and feature underage girls on TSU. Yes,
I commune with aliens, but don't worry, they're all they got their green cards,
That's funny. So, Rich, I still had a question for you. Dave told me that you had thoughts about the Facebook friends versus follow, like.
Oh, well, my main thing with that whole debacle is I think friend is way too personal, and I think Facebook ought to do something along the lines of, like...
acquaintance.
Yeah, acquaintances, colleagues, which is more like a professional thing for work.
Mm-hmm.
Watch instead of follow.
Watch instead of follow, yeah. Watch sounds a little bit less kind of creepy,
We watch media. We don't stalk media.
And then he dropped out again.
Oh.
Right there, when we were talking about watching media versus stalking. versus, yeah.
He's got to recharge with stalker juice.
Oh my gosh, yes, we should have them call it stalk. I'm going to stalk you, because that's literally what it is, and people use it for that all the time.
That they do. Yeah, no, I mean it's just, I think Facebook had to have different tiers. Friends, family, family can be loosely categorized. I mean, I consider Dave to be part of that circle. I consider you, Katerina, to be part of that circle because we tend to connect a lot. We tend to talk a lot. We tend, that's kind of where the term family comes into play, because it's a lot more than just loose friendship. It's more,
Like
that
we actually see each other's
we
faces.
actually see each other's face. We talk, we talk on private.
Like
We talk
it's like
privately.
it's like a digital orgy. Yeah, there you go.
Digi orgy.
Only you would come up with that, Dave.
I know,
No,
seriously.
you would have. I just beat you to it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you totally would have.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey, bro, come on,
but you said you wouldn't write me.
I said maybe. He's wearing a strap on. It's like, dude, no. It's just like, and then the funniest part is Ron Paul comes in with his tank and runs them all over.
Oh, and on the one part, wasn't Baldy on the roof with a sniping gun?
Yeah, and he shoots Mitch O'Connell like right in the leg, and he falls over. And he's like, ah! He's like laying there bleeding out through his leg. It's like, dude.
Wow.
Congressional rapist, wanting to rape the Constitution.
Then they make the cartoon about Ron Paul running Obama over with the tank, and we've never heard from that cartoon series again.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Fox Brothers Studios. They just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth, no longer exist, as far as we know.
I mean, they made an episode where Obama almost got assassinated, just like a joking episode, and they got a visit from the feds because of that one. And I guess their attitude was like, okay, if they want to visit us, let's really give them a reason. And so they had Ron Paul run Obama over in a tank.
Wow.
And the only reason they did that is because they were popular and people were watching their videos, and they didn't like that.
And they had Santa Claus blow up the White House with a nuclear weapon.
I mean, it was like, ways to make the feds knock on your door.
He's like, ho, 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 holy shit, this is bullshit right here.
I guess that's a way for people to channel their anger, huh?
Yeah, it was like it was Santa Claus and Smokey the Bear teaming up with Ron Paul and Conrad the Constitution. And Christmas was banned, and they replaced Christmas trees with Obama statue.
Yeah, they basically they lit all of the national parks on fire because they're full of trees, and Smokey the Bear comes out of the woods and he like shoots all the BLM guys. And I think he takes a shovel out, he basically chops one of their heads off and like kicks it down. I don't remember how it went. I'd have to watch it again.
Something like that. It's like, only you can stop forest fires.
And he just like starts killing all of these guys. It's just like, wow.
I don't know if Ron Paul actually participated in that, or if someone just does a really super good Ron Paul impression, because it totally sounds like it.
Yeah, it does.
God, if they would have kept going, they could have like had you do Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I know.
Funny. But anyway, moving back to the main topic though. Like, yeah, I agree with you, Rich. Have it on Facebook to where, like, you watch someone, and then once they're on watch, you can add them to, like, a category.
Mm-hmm. But, of course, yet again, with Mr. Apathetic Zuckerberg in control, you're not going to see any user interface like that because he's more interested in raping the entire internet for profit than he is in really giving the user base any form of customability or... Yeah, you know. worse than the deviant apathy staff. At least the deviant apathy staff didn't get in control. You know.
Yeah, I mean, they have watch. I like how they did that with a watch button. It's not follow, it's not friend, it's watch. Because you're watching somebody's art gallery. You're not following them like a stalker or, you're my friend, oh. You know. They're not degrading these things like social media tends to degrade and fuck with people's heads.
I wish I was a programmer and I could hack into Facebook. Oops, maybe the NSA caught on to that word, hack. That's a key word.
Yeah.
Hack into the Facebook servers and I don't know, change the follow the little follow thing and put creep next to it. So that way if anybody's following, it'll be turned to creeping. I'm gonna creep on you.
No. Instead of add friend, add victim. Rename the friends list to victims list.
Or rename the friends list to assholes whom I pretend to like, or something like that. I mean, that's not everybody on Facebook, obviously. I have a lot of high school friends that are, that I miss, that I like, that I wish I could hang out with, but we all can't because we're adults and we're busy and we have our own schedules. But, I'm pretty sure I can relate to a lot of people. We've all had those friends that we were only.
And we had those friends that dropped offline and their internet connections flatlined and it interrupted them in mid-sentence. We've all had friends like that.
Google cut me out.
Welcome back.
I'm pretty sure.
It's the NSA, man. They don't like what you're saying. You better shut up, or the SWAT team's gonna kick down your door. No, that's crazy. They don't. They just nuke you.
The SWAT team doesn't knock. That's crazy.
They just break down your door and shoot you in the head.
Yeah. I'd just be talking here. Well, Rich is gone.
Yeah, there's going to be some extra red on your flag back there.
Yeah. Alrighty then, fellas. Are we finished with live stream? And we could take it to private?
Is there anything else any of us wants to say?
Well, I just wanted to add. Finally, I'm pretty sure we've all had those friends, or that we were just acquaintances with that we didn't really want to be friends with, but we were anyway. That's why I think it would be kind of funny to just name a friends list something like that, because we had that awkward moment where it's just like,
Well, at least TSU is going to be consolidating friends and followers down to just followers, and then once that happens, I'm going to see if Sebastian might be open-minded to renaming follow to watch. That would be good. So yeah, hopefully everybody who has been not following but watching this PSEC episode today, hopefully you found this information to be useful and beneficial, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, not to be confused with the stalk button, but the subscribe button, and like and share and whatever if you feel all this information was useful to you and can help others, especially those others that might get all butthurt if you happen to unfriend them. You might want to do them a service in advance and give them this video so that you don't get little messages in your Facebook inbox going, why did you do that? You can use this video
or you get that one creepy dude who's like, fuck you, you are an asshole, and they type in like ghetto language, and it's like, use some fucking real English and I might take you seriously.
Hooked on Ebonics worked for me.
It's funny. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Well, thank you all for watching again. Subscribe. I have the mind control spaghetti. You are seeing it swirl. You will subscribe.
You did not see this broadcast.
You will subscribe.